Welcome back, everybody. So we're working on our gantry assembly, or I am, and I've got one right here. So I've got a couple of parts assembled, but not fully through. So we've got our linear rails installed. I've got my. Just make sure I'm telling you the right pieces here. Right and left XY joints assembled onto the X rail. I went with the 3-hole cable chain attachment because the cable chains that came with 4x kit have the 3-hole mounting. They're pretty flush. One there is off a little bit. Might have to reset that one, but this part here was pretty easy to put together. I moved on now to the installing the front idlers and linear rails on. This is one that's completed. And I'm just going to show you a little trick that I use. So when you're installing this, before I continue, when in the last video I talked about the Hall effect sensor, and I got stumbled up a little bit on the assembly of trying to attach this to the X carriage section, and it's supposed to go on the underside of here. And I was stumbling around a little bit trying to figure out kind of where does this go, not necessarily where it go, but what hardware do I use to fix it and things like that. But you know, if you get to that point in the step, you're looking and it shows that there's screws in the part, and it's actually fixed here. This is not the right orientation here, now mind you, but you know, so I stumbled up. I had to go to the Discord to ask questions because it wasn't clear. So they, informed me that this gets attached at a later step. So when you get to the stage, I think it's around page 49 in the R1 build, that this looks like it should be assembled to this part of the carriage, but you need to hold on to this for a later step, which at that point you'll install it. So what I want to show you is I'm doing my linear rail here now and stuff. So when you're installing your linear rails for the Y section, you gotta do 2 of these. You put your front idler on, and you need to, the idea is that this needs to be flush, and this is what you're going to use to index of where your linear rail is going to put onto the rod. Now I want to show you a little trick. I'm sure other people have used it, but I just thought this would be easier. When I put the linear rails on the main frame, I first put all my T-nuts in, had to snap them in as such, and then lay the rail and put them in place and center up, tighten up. What I'm doing different this time is I'm doing the same thing every second hole, but I'm taking an M3 screw and an M3 T-nut. I should have these dumped out, and I'm simply just picking my hole, putting my screw through, and putting my T-nut on just a little bit, just a few threads so that it's not going to fall off, like so. And then I'm just moving my linear rail up along the lines and affixing my T-nut, pushing it in, moving on to the next one, and pushing it, lining up and pushing it in. I think this will be a much faster process instead of putting all the T-nuts in and then trying to line them up, because these are already lined up. You just got to make sure that when you're doing this, that you leave enough space that when you thread on your T-nut, that you get enough space to push it in. Now, one thing I didn't do on these, and I probably should do it before I tighten these up, is use the alignment tool. It doesn't lay it out in the instructions to use it to center the linear rail on the extrusion, but I'm going to do that before I tighten these down. So let's just continue on. I got a few more again. The Formbach kit apparently has enough M8s and M3 by 8 and M3 T-nuts to do every single hole, but they say that you don't need to do every single hole, just every other hole is fine. So that's what I've been doing. If you got a different method of how you did this and it worked out for you, or if there's a different, you know, better approach to doing this, or I'm doing something wrong, please leave it in comments so that I can learn and others can learn. Because I have a feeling this is not going to be my last Voron that I build. I'm enjoying the process so far. How much tinkering I got to do once I get to the point of wanting to use it is, you know, will be my ultimate factor of do I build another one. But so far, building this has been pretty enjoyable. The community is really good on the Discord to get the help. So yeah, see a few little twists, just so that it's not going to fall off. And on we go. And again, they say this is going to be your index, so push your linear rail right up to the end. I did go ahead and test here. These are the M5 by 16, so there's two M5 T-nuts in here holding this clamp in. So now I'm just going to go ahead and just snug these up so my linear rail's not. These are snugged up now. So I'm just going to lay these to the side. And I'm going to continue on with my instructions and with an update in a little bit. Yeah, so the next process I'm going to go through is installing the AB modules to the rails. So they go on the Y portions, and the X gets joined in here. So I'm going to install those, and then we're going to have an update on those because I got to gather those parts. Okay, so I'm just going to throw on a video here. I'm finishing up the assembly of the outer part of the gantry here. I'm just going to continue on, and I'm going to make this time lapse as I let's go through. It'll appear that I am actually short a couple of M5 by 10s in my kit. I'm not sure if I have any of those extras around or if it's on a bag, so I'm going to have to go and try and locate a few of those before I can continue, or my gantry is going to be stalled until I can find some of that hardware. Okay, I think what I'll do, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to find those things, I'm going to cut this video off at the assembly, and my next video will be just hopefully when the gantry is assembled. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Hope to have an update soon, and subscribe if you like what's doing. Leave some comments if you see anything I'm doing incorrectly or I could be doing differently. Until next time, thanks for watching.